I was at a data protection conference 2 weeks ago in London, and one of the things that people agreed on was if you are complaining about data protection not having high profile within your organization, the best way to get profile and visibility is a major breach. My overview would be to consider what is data protection breach, personal experience of a high-profile breach, issues for consideration following a high-profile breach, life after a monetary penalty notice, and safeguards against high-profile breaches of the DPA. Sadly enough, I hope the ICO is not represented here. They have not defined what's considered as a data protection, serious data protection breach. That's nowhere in the Data Protection Act of 1998 where serious or high breach of data protection is defined. Over the weekend, I had a friend who is an administrator in one of the big charities in England. And she rang me and said, James, you are a data protection solicitor. We had a big meeting with one of the big banks over on Friday. Unfortunately, the minutes of the meeting were disclosed to a third party. Is that a serious breach? Can we sue the bank? Can we report them to the ICO? And it's this kind of queries that I get often as DPO for the council. However, the ICO and a number of FFT tribunals have defined what they consider a serious breach. Basically, any breach that would give any potential harm to the data subject would be considered as a serious breach. Take, for example, if you have a breach that would lead to massive identification of individuals, size of the data that is being breached, size and the sensitivity, the volume of the data that is being disclosed. These are part of the decisions the ICO and the tribunals have decided to mean serious breaches of the Data Protection Act. I've said the extent of harm depends on the volume, sensitivity of the data, and the capacity of the data subject. In some cases where we work in the public sector, we deal with a lot of vulnerable members of the public. Take, for example, we deal with vulnerable adults, we deal with kids without capacity, where information relating to these vulnerable adults are disclosed and the information is sensitive. We're talking about their care plan. We're talking about issues about sexual abuse. These are some of the things the ICO would consider a serious breach of the Data Protection Act.